Hello, good morning. Welcome to MX24 News, coming to you live from Silicon Square here in Accra. My name is Ekow Evans. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Mfantseman MP Ekow Quansah Hayford shot dead early today. We will be speaking with some colleague MPs, constituents, eyewitnesses, and the police. Filing of presidential and parliamentary nomination ends today ahead of the December 7 polls. Also in the news, NDC gives a breakdown of the free health care promise, but government says it is not feasible. These and many more stories coming up shortly. To stay. Member of Parliament for the Mfantseman constituency, Ekow Quansah Hayford, has been shot dead. He was shot in the spinal cord by armed robbers at about 1 a.m. this morning on the Mfantseman Road while returning from a campaign trip. According to an eyewitness report, the 6 armed men stopped the late MP's convoy and started robbing them of their items. While the robbery was ongoing, the MP told the robbers who he was. This allegedly infuriated the robbers, who blamed him for being part of a system that has caused economic hardship for Ghanaians. They then shot him twice, leading to his untimely demise. They also shot his driver, Issa, and a Rhino cargo truck driver called Patrick Asante. The mortal remains of the MP has been deposited at the Saltpond Hospital morgue, while the injured persons are on admission at the Roman Hospital. Here's a brief profile of the late MP.
Ekow Quansah Hayford was born on the 24th of December 1970 at Mfantseman in the Central Region. He obtained Bachelor of Business Administration and Master of Business Administration degrees from the Methodist University and the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, respectively. He was a police officer between 1993 and 1998. He then became a manager at Mantrak Ghana Limited between 2010 and 2013, and later joined Modisa Lodge as the Chief Executive Officer before running for Parliament in 2016 to enter the House for the first time. In Parliament, Ekow Quansah Hayford was a member of the Defence and Interior Committee. He was seeking re-election to Parliament when he met his untimely death. The late MP was succeeded by a wife and 4 kids.
That was a profile of the late MP. His constituent in Mfantseman received the news of his demise with deep sorrow. Now we've been joined on the line by Central Regional Police Public Relations Officer DSP Irene Opon. You have been to the scene. Sorry, we have James Agalga on the line. This is indeed some chilling news. Do accept our sincere condolences. But what do you make of this?
Well, I am very, very, very shocked and sad at the death of my colleague, my friend, my brother, the Honorable Ekow Hayford. The news got to me early this morning. I woke up from bed and my younger brother called and announced to me that an MP had been shot dead around 1 a.m. I just couldn't believe it. I was shocked. When I probed, I was informed by my brother that the said MP is the Honorable Ekow Hayford. Honorable Ekow Hayford was a very humble gentleman who served on the same committee with me. In Parliament. I'm the ranking member of the Defence and Interior Committee. He was a proud member of that committee on the majority side because it's an MP on the ticket of the MPP, so they are in power, so they constitute the majority on the committee. Aside that, I have nurtured a very personal relationship with Ekow. Anytime we saw ourselves, we called ourselves Michelle Ekow, and he would say Michelle Agalga. I mean, this is how we related. Both of us were mates. We undertook a master's program at the Quansah International Peacekeeping Training Center in conflict, peace, and security. The irony has been that Ekow, who was an influential member on the Committee of Defense and Interior, which exercises oversight over the security agencies in our country, himself became a victim of insecurity. I wish his family my deepest condolence.
Thank you very much for that information. But does this represent a general deterioration in security, or you think that it is an isolated incident?
No. Fortunate as it is, an isolated incident. Look, not too long ago, we are aware that a young teacher trainee graduate was shot dead in Banda during the registration, conduct of the registration exercise. As we speak, nobody has been arrested and dealt with by our state security apparatus. A few days ago, the youth organizer of a branch of the NDC in Pusida was shot dead in similar circumstances by an unknown group of gunmen. So this cannot be an isolated incident. What the killing of my good brother, the late Honorable Ekow, indicates is a general deterioration of security in our country. I mean, the cases are too numerous to be counted. That for me clearly is evidence that we've lost it when it comes to the management of security. Look, not too long ago, another gentleman was butchered in his house. I'm talking about the assemblyman who was killed in Sugakope. He was in his house and his family when the group of bandits stormed his home, and for well over an hour, he was under attack. Frantic efforts to get the police to intervene did not yield any dividend. He lost his life.
Mr. Alkaka, we get that point, but we don't have much time. But finally, what do you think should be done to protect MPs?
Well, the debate has gone on and on. There's been so much back and forth. The general public is apprehensive whenever arguments are canvassed for MPs to be given protection. What I would say is that MPs are not a special breed of people who should be given preferential treatment. What we need to do now is to improve upon the general state of security in our country. And for me, the buck stops with President Akufo-Addo. He promised a lot to improve upon security governance in our country. He's been at the helm of affairs for nearly 4 years. What we witness is a deterioration in the security situation in our country. I think the buck stops with President Akufo-Addo and his chief of security.
Thank you very much, Mr. Algaga. James Algaga is Member of Parliament for Bolsa North and ranking member of the Defense and Interior Committee of Parliament. Meanwhile, the NDC Mfantseman says they have suspended their campaign to mourn with their colleagues in the MPP. And Ghanaians all over the world are mourning the late MP as rest in peace trends on Twitter. Let's take a look at some of the messages. Now, Ivan Arthur says, so sad how Ghana police are not able to investigate death cases, I beg your pardon, of our politicians. How many politicians have been murdered within the space of 10 years? And how many of those cases have been fully investigated? Absolutely none. And the Quansah Hayford's case won't be exceptional. Heartfelt condolences to the family of our brother Ekow Quansah Hayford. A sad morning. This is from Kojo Opon Nkrumah, the Information Minister. Sad news from Mfantseman MPP MP Ekow Quansah Hayford. May your soul rest in peace, from John Dumelo. Rest in peace, MP from Mfantseman constituency, Ekow Quansah Hayford. In this political season, each one has to be extra careful because a lot of bad and frustrated individuals are on the streets to cause chaos and distress to innocent families. Ghana police should do the needful. So those were some tweets from the late MP's colleagues, and in a related development, an official of the NIA has reportedly been shot dead by gunmen who attacked a peace council team in the northern eastern region of Ghana. Do monitor our social media platforms for more on this story. Moving on to some other story. Today is the last day for presidential and parliamentary candidates of the various political parties to file their nomination at the Electoral Commission ahead of the December 7 polls. The exercise, which has been ongoing for the last 4 days, has been relatively smooth despite some incidents. As it stands, candidates of the two major political parties have submitted their nomination form, guaranteeing keen contests come December 7. My colleague Enes Senanu Dovlo has a wrap of the exercise so far.
The Electoral Commission opened presidential and parliamentary candidate nominations from Monday, October 5 to Friday, October 9, 2020. While leader of the Liberty Party of Ghana, Kofi Akpalu, says nothing wrong with the fees charged by the EC, flag bearer of the All People's Congress, Hassan Ayariga, is of the view that 100,000 cedis and 10,000 cedis for presidential and parliamentary candidates respectively is on the high. President Akufo-Addo was one of the first to file his nominations, despite accusations suggesting the EC is not on the path of ensuring a free and fair elections. The president thinks otherwise.
Anybody can doubt the fairness of the processes that have so far been exhibited. We are all witnesses to the process, and I think that all serious-minded Ghanaians are clear in their mind that they are witnessing a fair process.
Day 2 was drama-filled as the NDC and EC engaged in exchanges during the filing processes before the opposition political party, led by its General Secretary Asiedu Nketia, stormed out of the place.
We would have wished that the flag bearer of the NDC, former President John Dramani Mahama, and or his vice presidential candidate, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman, would have been here personally to present their nomination forms, as it would have allowed us an opportunity to engage, particularly with the former president, on some of his concerns which we have noted in the media.
Is she telling us that she is not aware of the contents of the regulations they have handed over to us, that a flag bearer can come or he can choose his representative to come? Why? Has he written to the flag bearer to come and address some concerns?
Other parties, including the Ghana Union Movement and the Progressive People's Party, have filed to contest in the December polls. Parliamentary candidates were directed by the EC to file at their district offices within their constituencies. One constituency that is expected to be closely monitored is the Ningo Pram constituency. Incumbent MP Sam George is confident he will win 50,000 votes for John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
We will visit every spot and we will make sure that the 96,000 people on the register, we get a massive voter turnout, and a minimum of 50,000 votes will be delivered to President Mahama, with at least a minimum gap of 20,000 between him and the failed President Akufo-Addo. President Akufo-Addo should be...
Let's now cross over to the headquarters of the Electoral Commission, where my colleague Francis Ekow is on standby. Ekow, what can you report? What is happening at this EC now? Hello, Ekow. Well, we're trying to get Ekow on the line, but the Electoral Commission has also been commenting on the process as it comes to an end.
It's been good so far since the filing of nominations began. You know, for Monday, there was no filing on Monday. But Tuesday started, and so we have about 12. We have 12 nominations. 12 nominations have been filed, okay, and they include both presidential aspirants from political parties as well as independent aspirants. So we are expecting, some more. Nominations will end by 5 p.m. today. Like we stated earlier on, we've given the aspirants the opportunity to make amends. If you're able to go through your documents, your nomination forms, and there are mistakes, we will give you the opportunity to make corrections and the necessary.
Still on election-related matters, the Member of Parliament for Ashaiman, MX24, has given the Electoral Commission a 7-day ultimatum to publish the provisional voters register on its website as required by law, else he will resort to legal action. Mr. Nobe joins us live via phone. Mr. Nobe, are you pursuing this? You're still watching MX24 News. Will return shortly after this break. To stay.
They say it's the little things that count. The things we shouldn't take for granted. Like being able to have a warm shower. Oh, how about some tea, my dear? And cooking with ease. How about being able to invite friends over so confidently? Sharing the food, just chilling over a few drinks, watching movies. It's just, what's the word? Comfortable. I could go on and on and on and on, but we both know what I'm driving at. It's life's affordable luxuries, and it's the heartbeat of every home. It's simple. It's NASCO. Bring home happiness.
Good.
They'll go with the 4-4-2 diamond formation for that early lead.
An early goal will settle the nerves.
Their away team has been in bad form. They will feel the pressure.
The home sides kept 2 clean sheets in a row.
It's all about momentum.
Who will have the stamina to last the 90 minutes?
Their star striker is suspended.
They've got no kappa.
The marking will be tight.
This will be won or lost in the midfield.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet.
This is why I bet. Betway, for the love of the game.
Shop online, get free swipes, and enjoy greater security with a card that turns banking on its head. That's Africanacity. That's ABSA.
You're welcome back. This is MX24 News. Now, the opposition National Democratic Congress yesterday assured Ghanaians of free healthcare delivery if the populace vote them back to power in the upcoming December elections. Outlining the health aspect of the manifesto coined the People's Manifesto, spokesperson and former Communications Minister of the NDC, Dr. Omane Boama, said free primary healthcare will be the single largest social intervention under the Fourth Republic if the parties voted to power. Speaking at the party's headquarters Thursday, 8th October 2020, the former minister said, among other things, no Ghanaian will pay for health care in district hospitals, polyclinics, health centers, and Community Health Planning Services compound.
Primary healthcare plan, Ghanaians, teachers, health workers, civil and public servants, journalists, students, farmers, fishers, artisans, drivers, you name them, will no longer have to postpone the need to see a doctor because they neither have money nor health insurance. Let me clarify once again that a Ghanaian will not need a national health insurance card to benefit from free primary health care. Ladies and gentlemen, this means, unlike the NHIS, you do not have to pay premium to benefit from free primary health care. We believe this will strengthen the ailing financial health of the NHIS and afford the scheme an opportunity to pay debts owed service.
A few people have also raised concerns about the feasibility of this promise, and following the MX24 news spoke with Dr. Bernard Okoboy, who is a medical practitioner and member of parliament for Lejokuku. He has been speaking with our reporter Godwin Nambo earlier today.
Briefly, please, concerning yesterday's press conference by the National Democratic Congress, we want to pick your mind on some few things that were mentioned during the conference, which included the fact that no Ghanaian will pay a premium to benefit from free primary health care. First of all, is it feasible? Do you believe this free primary health care the National Democratic Congress is promising is feasible?
If anybody says he wants to make it free, then the assumption is that even when you don't pay a premium in this country, you just walk to the hospital and you'll be taken care of. So the next question is that, how do you pay for it? For now, the health insurance fee. How do you pay for it? The NDC says I'll take money from the consolidated fund. But the consolidated fund was available, and for 8 years, they didn't roll out such a program. And then secondly, even the national health insurance, which was giving free health care to more than 50% of Ghanaians, they were so hugely indebted, people have to resort to cash and carry. You have to pay at the point of service, or you die even when doctors are available to take care of you. So it's all about who is providing an alternative or a proposal that is feasible, that is efficient, and that is sustainable. And all I can say is that they don't have the means. Free is always good.
Let's still do some politics. Government has approved a total of 232 factory projects under the One District, One Factory initiative over the last 3 years. Out of the number, 76 are operational, 107 are under construction, 37 are ready to commence operations, and 13 are going through appraisal. Information Minister Kojo Ponkroma, who disclosed this at the government's results fair, said government deserves some commendations for industrializing the economy.
Numbers that I want to go over, which I believe should stay with all of us. If we are talking of one district, one factory, and we're talking of about 260 districts, then back of the envelope, it means we're expecting to hear something that accounts for close to about 260 projects. This evening, evidence has been provided that out of the back of envelope 260 projects we should be thinking about, we can point to about 232 projects. I think that's a major achievement that we can applaud the Republic of Ghana for. One of the first numbers that you should remember as you go home this evening is 232 out of 260. And out of that 232, 76 are already functioning and providing jobs. Why that is critical is because once you have these factories that are functioning and providing jobs, jobs provide incomes, and incomes are what we use to improve our qualities.
In some other stories, Prestia Sankofa Gold Company to Paul First Gold soon. The only state-owned gold mining company, Prestia Sankofa Gold, is expected to resume operations soon. Vice President Dr. Baumia announced this at a Durban in the Western region. He said a contractor has been engaged to ensure the operational readiness of the mining firm before the end of 2020.
President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia on Wednesday, October 7, began his two-day working visit of the Western region to, among other things, commission and cut sod for the construction of some projects. At Prestia, Dr. Bawumia stated that Prestia Sankofa Gold Limited will resume operations before the end of the year. According to him, the Ghana Petroleum Corporation has engaged the contractor to help ensure the readiness of the state-owned mining company. Addressing a deba at Prestia, Dr. Bawumia assured the chief and his people that government has not relented on its efforts in offering the necessary financial assistance to help the company become operational.
You told me that Prestia Sankofa Gold Limited is not operational and we should work at reviving it. We have had series of meetings with GMPC. I was informed last night that they have gone far with preparations to make the company operational again. By God's grace, they have engaged a contractor to ensure the operational readiness for it to start, and salaries of workers have been computed up to September, so in few weeks it will manifest. What makes me excited is that I was told they are working assiduously so that they will be able to pour first gold out of Prestia Sankofa Gold Limited before the close of this year.
Up to September, so in a few weeks, almost
Also, the Vice President cut sod for the construction of a refilling liquefied petroleum gas project in Azim. When completed, the plant would be able to fill 24,000 cylinders per day. The LPG bottling plant, which is expected to be completed by the end of 2021, will be used for the cylinder recirculation model project to serve Western, Western North, and Central regions of the West African nation.
This bottling plant is in line with the new policy.
Now, the Ghana Journalists Association and Private Newspapers and Online Publishers Association of Ghana have condemned the arrest of David Tamaklo, Vice President of Primpack and editor of online WhatsApp News. David Tamaklo was apprehended at Tesano after failing to honor a police invitation to answer questions over the publication of a story about the alleged harassment of minority ethnic groups in New Edubiase. In a press release signed by the president of GJA, Dr. Afil Moni, the association emphasized that Ghana's constitution guarantees freedom of expression, adding that Tamaklo's arrest is unconstitutional because it was in relation to his work as a journalist. Afil Moni urged those offended by publications to go to the National Media Commission instead of using the police to harass journalists. Meanwhile, Tamaklo has been charged with 2 counts of publishing false news and granted bail to the tune of 10,000 Ghana cedis with 2 sureties. He has been ordered to reappear in court on the 22nd of October. However, Senior Program Officer for Press Freedom at Media Foundation for West Africa, Muhib Saeed, is calling for the charges against David Tamaklo to be dropped immediately.
The criminal libel was to ensure that press offenses do not end up in courts and under criminal prosecution. And so we found the incident of yesterday quite unfortunate and a drawback as far as press freedom is concerned. Some of our security agencies are yet to come to terms with the fact that the times have changed, and that we are in a democratic era where that the respect offenses for press freedom not end up human rights generally is at a premium. And so it is important for the security agencies to be given that kind of orientation to appreciate the new era in which we are. And too often they allow themselves to be manipulated by some powerful individuals who would want to
We had the Senior Program Officer for Media Freedom Foundation for West Africa, Muhib Saeed, and that's how we end MX24 News, which came to you live from Silicon Square here in Accra. My name is Ifwa Evans. Do stay tuned in for more news.